Fiction is cool and all, and sometimes it's much needed to escape this world for a bit. But here's the catch. The real world can sometimes be even better than what we see on our screens, yet other times it's not even a quarter as glamorous as what these dramas show. The thing about dramas based on real-life stories is that they bring with them something really special, presenting the raw, painful, beautiful, and also the controversial aspects of society that are often swept under the rug. Let's get into some of the most memorable K-dramas that were adapted from the real world. Starting off with Move to Heaven, this show is inspired by Kim Se-byul's essay, Things Left Behind, which talks about his work as a trauma cleaner, someone who handles the belongings of people who've died, often in tragic ways like suicides, murders, or lonely deaths. The drama takes this concept and follows a father-son duo who run a trauma cleaning business. They bring to light the untold stories about the people who passed away. Each of their belongings is treated like treasure and bid a beautiful farewell, bringing closure to the families and even strangers connected to them. Signal is based on some of South Korea's most notorious unsolved cases, including the Hwasong serial murders, which shook South Korea in the 1980s and 1990s. The drama uses these real events to create a story where detectives from the past and present connect through a mysterious walkie-talkie to solve crimes. The Hwasong case inspired one of the show's most intense investigations, showing the frustration of chasing a killer who always seemed one step ahead. Taxi Driver. This drama takes real-life crimes and turns them into powerful, action-packed episodes. From workplace harassment to voice phishing scams and school violence, the cases are inspired by crimes that actually happened in South Korea. The story follows a secret taxi service that gives victims the justice they couldn't get through the legal system. Being one of the most memorable arcs, the voice phishing arc was based on true events involving call center scams that preyed on vulnerable individuals, draining their life savings and driving them to death. The Hymn of Death. This one's based on the heartbreaking love story of Yoon Shim-dok, Korea's first ever soprano singer, and her lover Kim Woo-jin. Yoon Shim-dok and Kim Woo-jin fell deeply in love, but their relationship was doomed from the start due to Kim's existing arranged marriage and societal expectations, which eventually ended in a tragic double suicide in the 1920s. The couple decided to end their lives together by jumping off the deck of a passenger ship, the Kamagawa Maru, which was en route from Japan to Korea. They leapt into the sea near the coast of Osaka. The drama captures the highs and lows of their forbidden love, showing how their passion for music and each other wasn't enough to save them from the harsh realities of the world they lived in. The Empress Ki. This historical drama is inspired by the life of Ki Seung-nyang, a woman who broke every rule to rise from a commoner in the Goryeo dynasty to one of the most powerful figures in the Yuan dynasty. The show adds some fictional twists, but sticks to the main idea of her fighting against all odds to claim power in a world dominated by men. It's packed with palace intrigue, epic battles, and a whole lot of drama, showing just how wild history can be. Fight for My Way. This drama loosely pulls inspiration from the life of MMA fighter Chu Sung-hoon and his wife, model Yano Shiho. It tells the story of two ordinary people chasing extraordinary dreams while navigating love and friendships. Like Chu's real-life struggles in the competitive sports world, the drama highlights the grit it takes to break through in a society that doesn't always give you a second chance. It's all about pushing forward, no matter how many times you get knocked down, literally and figuratively. Through the Darkness. This show is all about the experiences of South Korea's first criminal profiler, someone who helped the police understand the minds of killers and solve brutal cases. It's inspired by real profiler Kwon Il-young, who faced a ton of challenges when he pioneered criminal profiling in the country. The drama digs into some of the darkest crimes and shows how profiling wasn't just about catching criminals, but also about confronting the emotional toll of understanding their twisted thoughts. It's intense, gritty, and shows the raw reality of stepping into the mind of a killer. If you enjoy crime shows, this one's for you. Reply 1988. Even though it's fictional, this drama feels like a time machine to the 1980s in South Korea. It's packed with real cultural references like old-school snacks, retro fashion, and major events like the Seoul Olympics. The show even reflects the simpler life back then, with tight-knit neighborhoods and epic family dinners. It's like a love letter to a generation, showing what life was like when Walkmans were cool and hanging out with friends was all that mattered. Kingdom. Okay, zombies in the Joseon dynasty are fictional. obviously. But the inspiration behind this drama comes straight from the annals of the Joseon dynasty. The show takes real historical events like famine, corruption, and political conspiracies and layers them with the zombie outbreak. For example, the mysterious plague mirrors historical rumors of strange diseases during the era. It's basically history, but with an undead twist that makes it super binge-worthy. You're missing out on a lot if you haven't checked this out. DP, Deserter Pursuit. This drama hits hard because it's based on actual experiences of South Korea's deserter pursuit teams. These are the soldiers tasked with finding and bringing back their comrades who ran away from mandatory military service. The drama doesn't hold back. It shows how intense and emotionally draining military life can be, tackling issues like bullying, isolation, and the struggle to stay human in a harsh system. It's raw, real, and totally eye-opening. Surgeon Bong Dal-hee. This medical drama is inspired by real-life hospital chaos, with all the drama you'd expect from doctors working under insane pressure. From pulling off impossible surgeries to balancing their personal struggles, the show captures what it's like to be a surgeon. It's all about the adrenaline, the heartbreak, and those moments when doctors save lives against all odds. Narco Saints. This one's straight out of a true crime story about a Korean drug lord running a cartel in Suriname. The real-life operation involves South Korean intelligence teaming up with local authorities to take down this kingpin. The drama turns that story into an action thriller with undercover missions, dangerous deals, and a whole lot of tension. It's absolutely wild to think this kind of thing actually happened. Ms. Hammurabi. Written by a judge who's seen it all, this drama is based on actual courtroom cases. It takes you behind the scenes of what it's like to be a judge, from dealing with emotional plaintiffs to handling morally gray situations. The cases feel super real because they are, and it shows how judges are just people trying to balance law and compassion. The Crowned Clown. This drama draws from the rule of Gwanghae Gunna Joseon King, whose reign was filled with political chaos and conspiracies. He put his doppelganger, a clown, on the throne to deal with the intense power struggles. While the idea of a clown stepping in for the king is fictional, it highlights real struggles like betrayal, power grabs, and the constant danger of being a ruler in such a turbulent time. It's like history, but with way more drama and twists. Crash Landing on You. Believe it or not, this iconic love story was loosely inspired by a real-life event. South Korean actress Jong Yang ended up drifting into North Korean waters after a boating accident, sparking the idea for the show. While the drama takes plenty of creative liberties, it is a wonderful representation of the differences and surprising similarities between the two Koreas. The show's depiction of life in a small North Korean village, with its strict rules and quirky characters, will show you a lot more than you need to know about the North. Incomplete Life, Mizeng. This show is basically the survival guide for office life, inspired by real corporate struggles. It's based on a webtoon written by someone who lived through it, so every scene hits hard, like dealing with impossible bosses, team politics, and trying to prove yourself when the odds are against you. It's so realistic that even people who've never worked in an office will feel the stress. The King's Letters. This drama tells the amazing true story of how King Sejong created Hangul, Korea's alphabet, to help ordinary people read and write. It shows the obstacles he faced, like pushback from scholars and officials who didn't want change, and how he pushed through to create one of Korea's most important cultural achievements. It's inspiring and makes you appreciate how much effort went into something we now take for granted. Jang Yak-yong. Jang Yak-yong was basically a genius of the Joseon era, and this drama brings his life to light. He was a scholar, inventor, and thinker who came up with groundbreaking ideas in science, politics, and even architecture. The show highlights how he challenged old systems and brought fresh ideas to a society that really needed them. He's like the ultimate history nerd's hero, Queen Sondok. Queen Sondok was Korea's first reigning queen, and her life was straight up dramatic. From fighting to claim her throne in the Shilla dynasty to dealing with court conspiracies and battles, her story is all about breaking barriers and proving that women could rule just as fiercely as men. The drama takes this incredible real-life journey and turns it into an epic tale of power, strategy, and courage. And that wraps up today's journey of K-dramas inspired by real-life stories. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Annyeong!